where they fit. And as we speak here, at the end of the second, for those that are listening after, the Oilers are up on the St. Louis Blues 1-0. They are. You can argue, you can make all the arguments about where the Oilers are. The fact of the matter is they're currently 4 points behind the Canucks. They have a very interesting stretch right now where they're playing 4 games in 5 nights. But the Canucks and the Oilers do play on February the 12th. First question, how important is it that the Canucks finish first? Second question, how important is it that they clinch it before they face the Oilers, who they've already beaten twice, beaten already 3 times this year, with the Oilers' disastrous start? How important is it that the Canucks clinch this before February 12th?
Sorry, you mean like clinch the Western?
Clinch the Pacific Division title.
Okay. First. Yeah, I think it's fairly important that I guess to concede what Tyler's point was earlier, in the sense that maybe it's not statistically as much of an advantage anymore, but I feel maybe just for pride level, I think the Canuck fan base would love for the fact that they could solidify that before that game, but I'm not sure if it's the end all be all as far as what we need to accomplish to be a quote unquote successful team this season.
Yeah. Also, just to clarify, it's the Canucks are 6 points up on Edmonton. Edmonton's got 2 games in hand. I think it's important just because then you can. There's more flexibility with what you can do with the lineup for the final couple games, and rest some players that may need to be rested. And not necessarily that means not dress them, but not play them as much in those games.
Not ride them as hard.
And then, it's also you can get, it's just, I think that's the big one there. The sooner you can clinch the division, the sooner you can start rolling 4 lines for most of the games and not feel like you have to, rely on Quinn Hughes or Petey or Miller specifically as much as you would if you're still battling it out for that. So I think that's the big reason why you would want to clinch it more sooner than later. Not to mention there is that the pride aspect of it, and you want to make sure that McDavid and Draisaitl don't have another division title under their belts.
They don't have a division title under their belts yet, though.
Even in the seasons they've been more dominant?
Yeah.
They've not won a division title since it's been a while. I got to look that up, but it's been a while since the Edmonton Oilers have actually won this division. Crazy to think about that. Anyway, Tyler, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess maybe Vegas was still ahead of them in those seasons that I remember them being a little bit more dominant then.
I mean, if we want to go straight petty and just say it's about not letting Edmonton have a division title, there is some merit to that, I think. But
I'm proud of you that you've taken a Devin level of pettiness. Thank you.
Well, we can have that in common as a dislike of the Oilers. But I mean, obviously, there's the possibility of more playoff games and home games, and therefore, there's the financial benefit of that. There's the travel of that, component. There's some value there to having home ice advantage. Line matchups obviously is the biggest thing, but at this point, aren't we just happy that they're there? Right? Well, it's going to come down to who they're matched up against, less as to where they're starting the series, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, I guess my one thing I would say, though, is the Oilers would, in terms of momentum, you look where the Oilers started. They fired Jay Woodcroft. They bring in Chris Knobloch, and then they've been on this roll. And, you come down from basically the basement of the Pacific Division to the top of the Pacific Division. That is a lot of momentum that the Oilers can carry into the playoffs. I think if the Canucks snuff that makes this very different for the Oilers coming into this playoff